Somebody mention birds? ThaiBirdSpot. Well, it's 6:30 in the morning. We're back at Pak-Phli, and what a wonderful morning. Just look at that sunrise. Listen carefully and you can hear the striated grass bird, a real icon of Pak-Phli. Rightio, let's find some birds. So today's main target was the Red Avadavats, again. But again, too small, too far. This is all I got. Well, I suppose I'll get lucky with them one day. The Oriental Darter, or snake bird as it's often referred to, is a water bird with a very long, slender, snake-like neck and a long, pointed bill. Darters actually pursue their prey underwater with their bodies totally submerged, swimming slowly with their large webbed feet, with only their neck and head visible above the water. After they've stabbed their prey, they return to the surface where they toss the food into the air and catch it again, so they can swallow it head first. Seeing the size of some of the fish they catch, it's really a wonder how they don't choke trying to swallow them. Oriental Darter's feathers are semi-permeable to water, which helps them in swimming when submerged. But after diving down, to dry their feathers, darters move to a safe location and spread their wings, a bit like cormorants. Also like cormorants, they have a vestigial preen gland from which they take an oil to spread over their feathers. Well, as you can see here, this bird is clearly an adult, but look again at its feathers. Darters go through a synchronous molt of all their primaries and secondaries. They're the wing feathers in layman's terms, making them temporarily flightless. When disturbed from their perches or their drying out spots during this period, they dive back into the water below and attempt to escape underwater, then having to go through the whole drying, preening, oiling process again. So next time you see a darter drying out, spare him a thought and try not to disturb him. The Oriental Darter's conservation status is now near threatened. This is mainly due to habitat loss. But here at Pak-Phli they seem to be thriving. I think I must have seen at least a dozen today. But in saying that, Pak-Phli is also a black kite roost. So I wonder how many of these young birds get predated. So just as I was leaving, I came across this magnificent Burmese shrike feeding on the ground. I only got a short clip of video, but I'll definitely be back soon and look out for that one coming soon. Well, that's it for another little video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as the last one. And don't forget to stay tuned for coming up next, talking gear, talking rubbish. Right, well, we'll do a little quick one here. My batteries have gone flat in the camera. I don't know why they're not lasting. It's something amiss. So I think it's going to have to be some new batteries, or maybe even a new camera if I'm lucky. So the camera is a Nikon D600, which is quite an old model. It's a 24 megapixel camera, full frame. I would say it's an entry-level professional full frame, if that makes sense. So an entry-level full frame. The camera I've had for quite a few years. It's always served me well. It's a fantastic camera for still pictures. Video, not so good. Focal tracking is not great. I think it compared to new cameras, it doesn't have many focal tracking points. But to say for still pictures, it's great. The lens, now, this lens, what are we talking? $1,200, around about that. About 40,000 baht in Thai money. The Nikon 200 500 f5.6 fixed aperture. It's a fantastic lens. It's a zoom, so it's a zoom lens, but it's a fixed aperture, so it's 5.6 at 200, it's 5.6 at 500. Yep, this is a fantastic lens. It really is. Internal focusing motors, excellent VR system. VR is vibration reduction, if you don't know. But yeah, it's a fantastic lens. But the only thorn in my side at the moment, the only downside for me, is the camera body. I really need to get a new one, but that's sort of out of the question at the moment. But as soon as I've got a bit of spare cash, then yeah. Now let me know what you think. I'm thinking D500, or do I push the boat and go for the D850? At the moment both of them are out of my price range, but if I could get a second hand, if I could get a good second hand D850, that might be worth thinking about. Let me know your thoughts. Tell me what you think. And what would you suggest? The D500 or the D850? Or something else? But please guys, don't be talking about Canon or Sony, because I have this lens and I can't afford to buy a new camera and a new lens, so it's got to be a Nikon body. Cheers guys.